could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility
Yes,
and up to $10,000 fine.
yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 4?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 4 true. Is there a proposed agreement?
There's not, Judge. I'll see that you its motion and revoke his community supervision and sentence him to 2 years at the state jail facility.
All right, in defense, what are you requesting?
Judge, we went open so that my client would have an opportunity, one, to be reinstated, and if in the alternative, to see if you could be a little bit more lenient than the state. He faces 2 years state jail. Clearly, he made a lot of mistakes. Probation is recommending revocation.
Mhm.
State's recommending revocation. He just pled to a burglary that was reduced down to a criminal mischief. He made a lot of bad choices. He was close to finishing one of his classes, and then the burglary arrest occurred. Doesn't excuse what happened. He made a bad mistake to go someplace with who's now the mother of his child, mother of his child to be. She's due in 4 months,
She's due in June,
in June,
5 months.
5 months. He
What
should,
did you do when that criminal trespass occurred?
No, we found out she was pregnant when she was incarcerated.
Okay,
she got arrested with him
Ah.
at that instance. She was, our understanding was the main aggressor at the door, but the state reduced her case to a criminal mischief, and they did so with my client. He understands he made that mistake. He should have never been there. They went there to get the clothing for Kimberly's children, not his child, correct? But nonetheless, it was a bad mistake to go. He understands that. That's why he took this plea. He understands he had been making a lot of mistakes on his probation, but while he's been sitting in jail, Judge, he's tried to turn his life around. You saw the certificate of completion for the child class. The fact that he's been going to meetings, he's really been trying to change things for himself, even though he understands he made a mistake and it's a grievous mistake. He's throwing himself on the mercy of the court, hoping, one, you reinstate him. He's got a job waiting for him. He's got this baby coming in 5 months. And if not, he understands, but he's hoping you give him a more lenient sentence to 6 months in state jail or a year, so that he can do his time and get back to his job and help raise his child and move on in his life.
so what has he done on probation? Has he done anything?
I did,
Want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Munoz.
All right, what have you done on probation?
I completed my first class with the driver safety course. I was right before catching this charge. I was one class away from finishing my parenting class. Then after that, I was going to start my AA. I was showing up to my meetings and everything, but I didn't end up showing to my drug testing because money was tight, but also I didn't have a reliable transportation. But my sister has an extra car that she paid off and got her new car, so she told me that hopefully willingly that she has another car for me so I can have reliable transportation to show up to my meetings, drug testing, my job and classes or anything that I need to do to be responsible for myself.
All right, any questions, state?
Or yes, Judge. Sorry.
No.
Okay, Mr. Munoz, so when you were placed on probation, you provided the probation office with an address of 15800 Chaseville Boulevard. And then it was apartment 310. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay, whose apartment was that?
That was my ex-stepfather's.
Okay. And so one condition that you had for your probation, I guess it was amended later on, was that you were supposed to reside with your mother at 2503 Jackson Keller Road. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Okay, and so at the time that you were arrested for this charge, that you just pled to, the
Criminal trespass.
you were not residing with your mom, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's because they ended up splitting up.
Who?
My mom and my ex-stepdad.
Okay, so if I'm understanding correctly, that address at Chase Hill Boulevard, so your mom and your stepdad were living together there, is that correct?
No, Chase Hill Boulevard, that was,
Your stepdad's address.
no, the stepdad address was 2503 Jackson Keller and Chase Boulevard. I was staying with my partner's friend. She helped us roommate there, but I had ended up telling my probation officers because I had nowhere to go. That was my last option, because I was, throughout this time, I was back and forth through hotels and motels.
Okay, and so you were not residing with your mom, you were residing with Kimberly and then the friend that was helping you all.
Yes, ma'am.
Is that fair to say?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and then regarding your urinalysis, you were instructed to provide samples multiple times. If we're looking here. 9 times, you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you didn't show up to provide you a 9 times.
Yeah, it was, I didn't really have too much reliable transportation, and it was just where I was staying at, my mom and people, it just didn't match their time schedules, what they were working, and I was trying my best, and every money that I did had, it was either helping out on rent or going on.
Okay, so help me understand this correctly, because you're saying that you have reliable transportation to go provide your analysis, correct? However, on the day that you were arrested for criminal trespass, you and Kimberly were in possession of a Dodge Durango, correct?
Yes,
And you all drove over to Dionisa's address, correct? So you have reliable transportation to go commit other crimes, but not to comply with your probation, is that correct?
yes, but I had just asked my sister if I could pick up her stuff. That was that extra car that she was that I was speaking of.
But she couldn't provide you help to comply with probation?
It was, she had just got a new car about the beginning of September, so at the time when I did ask her, she was like, she didn't really want to let me use it, but she was just like, I just needed to get his clothes.
And then you stated that you completed the aggressive driving course, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And probation was provided with a copy of that,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, but you were also ordered to do your sober support meetings and parenting class, and the parenting class is something that you completed while you were in custody after being arrested, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then the one time that you did show up to UA in July of 2025, you were positive for marijuana, correct? And so you're here asking this court to be lenient on you, is that correct?
Yep.
But you have not provided any evidence to this court that, 1, you deserve leniency, or 2, that you ever intended to comply with probation. You agree with me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You pass the witness.
Any further questions?
Just a few, Judge. Vincent, you sort of glommed over the fact that you didn't show up to these UA tests because of transportation, correct? Was financial, and the financial aspect also a reason you didn't show up?
Yes.
Explain that to the judge.
A lot of money that I had saved up was going towards hotels, and I didn't really have nowhere to go, so that was mainly where my money was going at, and I didn't really have a car, so I would always use Uber to get food or something like that.
And you're not trying to tell the judge that you have an excuse for everything, correct?
No, I take full accountability for my.
So you understand you did very poorly on this probation,
Yes.
but you're trying to explain why. It was, a lot of it was financial. And so you would show up to me with your probation officer, they would tell you to show up for a urinalysis test, and you told them you didn't have the money, correct?
Yes.
Because it costs every time you show up to give a urine test.
Yes.
And so that's, and you pled true to not showing up because you didn't, right?
Yes.
So even though you messed up on your probation, you were trying, correct?
Yes.
And you almost finished that parenting class through probation, didn't you?
Yes, I was 1 class away.
Okay, and then you got arrested because of another bad decision, right?
Yes, sir.
But while in jail, you did complete the parenting class.
Yes, sir. And then I started my AA classes as well.
Okay. If the judge grants you this opportunity to stay on probation, can you promise her, in spite of financial reasons, you'll make every meeting, you'll show up and you'll be clean?
I promise, and I do stand on that, as well as as I told her, I have reliable transportation. I talked to my grandma in here a lot too. She put about 300 aside for me for my drug test. Kimberly as well. She has a few checks that she had saved up while being in here. She told me as well she could help me with my restitution fees. And when I get my job, I can end up finish paying it off and then just do my AA classes. That's the only class that I have left.
No further questions, Judge.
All right, any objection to the court asking some questions, or State, do you have any questions?
I don't have any other.
No objections, Judge.
Since 2024, when you were placed on this probation, have you ever been employed?
I was working under the table most of the time with painting. And then I ended up, when I got arrested in October, and then when I got out, it was hard for me to find a job, but then I ended up finding a job and I was working about 3-4 months. They let me go. They were letting a lot of people go, but I was working under as a temp for Pacific Seafood. And then from there, I was working with my grandmother. She does events downtown, so I would work every weekend about selling food, setting up the booths, doing that. But while being in here, my mom has a job. And she ended up talking to her supervisors and her team lead, and they said that they have a spot waiting.
All right. And then did you tell probation that you would no longer be able to reside at the listed location?
Yes.
And that was ordered by another judge.
Yes.
When did you tell them you would not be residing at that location?
When I went to one of my probation meetings, I told her that my ex-stepdad and my mom, they ended up splitting up, he kicked us out. Cause he has a new partner. And then I ended up going with my grandma's house, and then Kimberly ended up getting pregnant about 2-3 months while I was there.
All right, why do you say, I don't like when people use the term ended up getting pregnant. Were
Well,
you
no,
not a part of that?
No, yeah, I was, my fault.
So, I mean, everybody knows, I'm assuming, how old are you?
Me, I'm 27.
All right, people know how babies are made. So you all
We both,
decide or to have a child.
she ended up being pregnant at that time, and my grandma didn't really, I think because of me getting locked up last year, was a situation due with her. They didn't really get along too much, so when she had ended up finding that out, she told me I had to leave. So I was staying with her at 6818 Centennial. I was there for about 2-3 months. Her and her mom ended up getting into it because she had a miscarriage. Then from there, that's when we were staying at hotels and we were just trying to find somewhere to go. And then I asked my grandma if I could stay there again. My uncle ended up moving in. He was just like, I don't want nobody living here because this is gonna be my house pretty soon. And I had nowhere to really go. And then while she found her friend, we stayed at Chase Boulevard. She was letting us stay there. And then right about the ending of September, my sister told me that she ended up getting an apartment. She got another car. She was like, if you do end up not staying there, y'all can come move in with me. And then all this ended up happening.
This is what I don't understand, and maybe you can help me understand it. Why is it that people, they don't have a place to stay? They don't have a stable employment, and they decide they're going to bring a child in the world and they can't even support themselves. And everything that you've told me, and I listened to your answers to the questions, everything that you've told me, you're relying on somebody else. Kimberly has money that she's been saving up since she's been in custody. Somebody else has money, your grandmother, they've been saving up money. And if neither one of them give you that money, we're going to be right back here.
Well, I have that job waiting for me, so I'm willing to work with that. My mom told me they paid from 17, 18 an hour, and I'd be working 3 days a week. So I'd save up all my checks and just pay what I need to pay off myself, take care of my responsibilities.
Any objection to the court reviewing the court summary?
No, Judge.
Any objection? Have you read the court summary?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reading the court summary, probation is basically saying you were never compliant. They said that there was a previous motion to revoke, and this was with a different judge. They say following a motion to revoke filed on October 31st, 2024 for a new offensive assault, his conditions were amended on January 9th to require weekly reporting indefinitely and residency with his mother. It says, despite these directives, the probationer refused to reside with his mother, citing conflicts, and instead stayed temporarily in a hotel before moving in with his grandmother, failing to provide proof of residence. He has remained unemployed, completed only an aggressive driving course on May 20th, 2025, and otherwise made no progress or required parenting or other classes. He has paid only $38 towards his fees, leaving a delinquency of $1,412. And see, I understand when people can't pay money, but from 2024 to only have paid $38 towards your fees, that's sort of not really trying. And they say his reporting has been inconsistent with frequent failures to appear and intermittent walk-ins, and field visits were often unsuccessful due to his absence. A manager hearing on August 22nd, 2025 documented his continued noncompliance and failure to pay fees, during which he was encouraged to obtain employment. Despite these interventions, he remains noncompliant. Yeah, I don't think probation is for you. I'm going to grant the motion. I'm going to find you guilty, revoke. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 014998. The court will sentence you to 20 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. And I'll ask for the therapeutic community. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, do you have a limited right to appeal? The right to appeal is as it relates to the allegations in the motion, not the fact that you are on deferred adjudication. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what that is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. And I want you to know your attorney did do a great job, and I did listen to everything and internalize everything. But sometimes, you're just not doing well on probation, and there's nothing I can do. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Good luck to you. Okay.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching this clip from TCF Live. If you enjoyed it, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe if you haven't already. And you can join us weekdays live, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific, right here on this channel.